Welcome to Vaping Dawn to Dusk, number 17. I'm Jizzy Jones. That's Polish Vapes UK, my buddy.
Hey guys, we are back. Yes, sorry for last week. We know it was all over the place, but we are hoping to do that DIY again next week. So hopefully you
It
will look
was a
forward to that.
disaster.
It was blooming weather and
Yeah, and I
Google.
can explain. Yeah, exactly. We can explain a little bit to you fans out there. You know, we love all you, and the archive is still up there. What it is that we had technical troubles in the very beginning where Luke's camera refused to work, and so it took us half an hour to get that working. And then we finally did, and that was great. And then we came back, and then Google had two servers down because of the terrible, terrible weather, and so it was encoding real bad. And so you guys saw extremely hilarious screenshots of us going like, or,
Yeah,
for a while. So anyway, we're gonna do that DIY show again, right, Luke?
yeah, we are.
And how
And we
much
got
fun are we gonna have?
hopefully loads, and hopefully it will go very smoothly.
Yeah. So we did the first one and we had such a great time, but fucking god damn it, that just really died.
Yeah.
So what we should probably say two things. One, we're super excited about today's show. Today's show, Vaping Anthrax, and I have to remember her new Instagram name because it has changed this week, and that's part of the story. And it is Christy Angel. So Christy Angel used to be um, uh, Christina Vapes, and this week someone hacked her account and destroyed it, so we're building her back up. And I think we should say hello to Chat.
Yes.
Who's in
We
there?
have we've got Vaping Coffee, obviously WTF Vapors, which is always in there.
Maybe Coffee is awesome, by the way. He's wonderful.
um,
Flavor Hunter.
Mr.
He's got his new
Cobra
identity up.
Fire.
Right on.
I
Shovel
know there's some
Rivera.
people at the top as well. J Vapes, Melissa.
And Brian's here. Brian Hinkle from the show that I was on Monday, which is the Vaping Minuteman show, and it's The Scoop on Tuesdays, I think, actually. You guys should see that. So I want to remind all the viewers also, be sure to subscribe to Polish Vapes UK's review channel on YouTube, and you can do that through the little thingamajiggy up here if I've set it up correctly, and if not, you can just search for Polish Vapes UK on YouTube. And be sure to subscribe here and like if you like these videos.
Yeah, we are going to have some, obviously the giveaway announcement that would have been done last week. We will be doing that today for the Kennedy RDA, and
Yeah.
we've actually got a giveaway for the live chat, which is actually going to be from Christy.
So
She's actually
cool.
giving away an RDA, so that'll be cool. And then
You guys are
obviously
so stoked.
and we have got another RDA for the replay giveaway, which we'll talk about at the end.
Yeah. So it's gonna be we're back to regular here, to the normal thing. And so thank everybody for coming in. I see a new name, Mark Jones, and there's Vape Ross Vape, and whom I love. And
Yep.
yeah, so anyway, we just want to thank all you guys. So Luke, a little bit of business. So you guys don't know this, but Luke and I have been talking about this. You got your Petri clone in the mail this week, right?
Yes, love the dot mod. Bit tight than what I'm used to, but really been enjoying it so far.
You guys should have seen it. His entire family was involved trying to get the cap off that clone. It was really funny because it came
It's
dry.
It's still tight now. If I don't take it off, because obviously I'm using the easy dripper,
Mhm.
so I just drip straight through the drip tip. So if I do that for a whole day without taking that top cap off, it is a pain to get on and off.
I gotta say, I kind of like it when they come a little too tight because I don't know how extreme that one is, but over time they all lose. Yeah. The only RDA that I have that fits the same as the day I bought it is the Sapor.
Yeah.
This is something weird. They put a fluting in at the bottom. It's chamfered right here, which you can't see because of the focus. But anyway, this just works really well. But I'm so excited for you because that's a great mod, and he got that at Fast Tech, right, Luke?
Yep.
And
And
he'll be
I've
doing a
got
review.
I will be at some point. I've just sat down and actually done quite a lot of reviews. So as you would have seen on Monday, I've actually put up my first review for the year. I am back into the role of it at the moment. I have got the Able mod, the clone, come in as well, which I'm really looking forward to, and the Bullet RDA. They should be here next week, so that'd be interesting. Um, Obviously,
That's
Tugboat
awesome.
clone, that'll be going up for it. That's up for review as well. I've done the video. I've just got to get it uploaded when I decide to put it up.
That's great. Go subscribe to him. Yeah, the other thing I'll talk about is that what I'm going to do next is the battery thing. Also, just super quick, uh, look, so we have a new viewer, FunClouds V2. You know what? FunClouds V1 was lame, so I'm so glad you're here. You remember
And
FunClouds
Nikki,
V1?
I haven't seen Nikki for a while.
Oh, that's killer. Hey, Nikki. Nikki's a friend of the show from my Vape4M, which my overlay
She
isn't
was
working, but
she was the first guest.
yeah, Nikki was our first guest along with Zach McLean. So that's killer. Anyway, we love all you fans, and we do this because of you guys, and we do it on the hope that people can get questions answered and can help each other quit smoking, and to provide some testimony to the FDA and to other people who are having trouble quitting smoking, and that have been vaping. We've been vaping for a long time, a little less in Luke's case, and we just want everyone not to die of lung cancer.
Yes,
That's what we
definitely.
want. So if you're on the fence like that or whatever, if you thought about it, you're always free to contact us, even if you don't want to come and watch and chat or whatever. Just email me or anything. Doesn't matter. Contact me on Instagram. Yeah. So the other thing I was going to talk about is the next thing I'm going to do. I finally finished evaluating all the batteries, and I got these from. Hold on one second. From Brett Langford at thecloudyvapor.com. Go to thecloudyvapor.com, and I'm just about to finish entirely. And what's great is these are home tech, home life, and home work batteries. And what's interesting about these is that these batteries are actually the only example I can come up with of someone who actually went and partnered with LG and with Indonesia Chemistry to make new batteries and to actually make changes to the chemistry and the hardware. Whereas everyone knows that when you talk about batteries, it is a freaking quagmire of rewraps and bullshit. And it's so easy to get bad information. And those of us who know, and of course, Vaping Anthrax will talk about this also because he's Mr. Mech too, like you, Luke. But I was very intimidated to get batteries to evaluate, and I kind of went to school and then did a lot of emailing and talking to people. So this is going to be really cool. I'm really excited about this. These are actually better batteries than your average battery, but there's a reason why, and so I got to explain that. Anyway, so that's really pretty much what I'm up to. I'll tell you what, I'm vaping on this thing and on my awesome Sapor on the
No
200
Fody.
watt.
No Fody.
I actually do have the Fody, but I am so embarrassed to tell you I was making coffee and stuff, and I can't find it.
You've lost the Fody.
It's like in the bathroom or something. So I actually am really sad that I don't have it. So it is here.
It's your new Vaping mod.
Yeah, that's right. So you've got so you got the Petri. I'm still jealous of that, man.
And I've actually got obviously I didn't really show it. I don't think I didn't have it on last week's show. I've actually put the wrap on my RX, which there is a review for this wrap, and I actually go through how I put it on and how I cleaned it and all the instructions.
Oh yeah, that's
how to
right.
put a wrap on.
Yeah, and you
when I
totally
get
stole
around-
my idea because I have to do that next, and you just did it before I did. I hate you for that.
Yeah, and I've done it once before. I did it for the Vamo V5 when I got one from J Raps.
Nice.
And yeah, I don't think I did it for the Vapor Flask. But when I actually get around to doing the review for the dot mod, I've actually even got a wrap for the dot mod, which is going to be interesting, which I will put on the review, and then obviously when I do my month update on it, see how the wrap holds up on it.
That's awesome. I'm sitting here looking around at my desk hoping my Fody will magically appear, but it hasn't done that yet.
Oh, wow, you've lost
That's
it.
sad. I know, right?
I think it jumped in the post to me to have a look at.
I came this close to buying one and just sending it to you the other day, actually, but instead I bought myself a Haze. But I would do that. I thought, no, that camera's pretty nice. Okay, so I'm glad things went well for you this week. Things are good for me too. And I was on the Scoop this week, and I'm going to be on another show that I don't have the name of yet next week sometime, which I'll Instagram out. But don't forget that my Instagram is really going well too, and I love Instagram and all my fans from Instagram. And I'm just Sushi Jones headquarters. Luke too, Polish Vapes UK. His name's easier. So yeah, so let's trot the guests out because we love them. And
Yes.
we're in a good position here. We get to, I'm really lucky because a lot of people, I just surf a lot and look around a lot, and people contact me, and I notice people, and they notice me, and so both of these people are people that we just serendipitously came together with on Instagram. They're awesome, and on Vapors TV and YouTube. So first is her name is Christina, and her new name is Christy.Angel. And I'm so sorry I keep forgetting that, but I knew her under a different name. And she is one of the Dripple Darlings and a product rep on Instagram, and she's totally awesome. She's Vape Life all the way. And we're going to talk to her in just a second, and she's completely cool and does her own builds and everything. And our second guest is Vaping Anthrax, who is fantastic and has a killer Vapors TV show that you have to watch if you know anything, or if you have any desire at all to be entertained and have any fun with vaping. You should watch his show.
Yeah, definitely. If you just want to sit down, watch a show, chill out, listen to music, and listen
unless
to
you're
a
allergic
lot
to
of
fun.
just a lot of chatting, especially in the chat. The chat is crazy.
Yeah. Great show, great guy. So I'm gonna bring them on, and then they're gonna unmute themselves, and then we'll just talk to them here a little bit, and we'll get all their stories and everything too. But I'm just gonna show you guys in the broadcast using my magical moderator tools, and unmute yourselves, and then yeah,
Hey.
we are
What's up, everybody?
killer. I'm stoked you guys came to our show. Thank you so much for agreeing to be on our humble little show. This is so cool.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh yeah. I mean, you guys are huge to me anyway, because I followed you, Anthrax, on Instagram just since I got serious, since I started getting serious about vaping as a hobby, and I don't know how I found you. It's one of those things you never know, and
It was the beard.
it was like, yeah, maybe it was. I don't know. It was like fast friends anyway, and I absolutely love your Vapors TV show. I only got to actually watch one of them recently, and then before that it was 2 minutes at a time. So how are you guys doing? What's up? Good morning. Is it early? I realize our show is kind of like morning challenging.
I mean, I'm good. I have kids, so I'm up at like 6 a.m. every morning.
I fake it. Yeah.
Well, you're doing good.
I'm faking it. Oh, there's James Reeves, everybody, too. That's so awesome. I'm so glad.
What's up,
Mitchell
James?
Rivera. April Miller, who was a friend of the show and came too. And Jade1790 Vapes, which you've been vaping a long time. It's 226 years of vaping. That is a long. I mean, yeah, I can't claim to be that cool. So, let me drag some incredibly cool details from you guys about your stories. Christina, I totally want to know what your vapor story is, and tell us about your Instagram stuff too. And I know you had some drama recently, but before we get to that, I really want people to hear your story of how you stopped smoking, how much you smoked, obviously, and how that was for you. Like, what kind of experience was that for you individually?
All right. So I started smoking at like a really young age. Probably a lot younger than a lot of people. Most of my parents smoke and still do smoke. So I picked up my first cigarette at probably 10 years old. Yeah. It was like stealing cigarette butts out of my mom's ashtray type deal, but it was, I would say I was like 10. And then
Crazy young.
Yeah, it wasn't like an everyday thing. It was very sporadically. And then around like 13 or 14, it got a little bit more like frequent. And then probably about age 16 was when I started smoking like a pack a day. And I'm 22 now. I smoked cigarettes from the time I was 16 until October, right before Halloween of 2013. 2013.
That's pretty good. That's been like 2 years and some months since you've been smoking, or since you've been, I presume, started vaping, or did you try
Maybe
a
it
bunch
was
of different
14.
stuff?
It was October 2014. Yeah.
Right on.
Sorry. But no, I tried the patch. It did absolutely nothing for me. Didn't help at all. That's the only other thing that I'd ever tried.
I'm not a big fan of the patch either. Have either one of you guys ever tried the patch, Luke or
No.
Anthrax?
No.
Yeah, I've tried a lot of the quitting smoking rubbish, but yeah, none of it worked.
Yeah. It just gave
To
me
me,
like
the
really
patch
bad
doesn't
dreams.
work. Well, the reason the patch doesn't work, in my opinion, and I'll let you get back to your thing. I'm so sorry to interrupt, but the patch gives you a steady dose of nicotine all the time, which is annoying because that's not how smoke. That's not what you're addicted to. You're addicted
Yeah.
to having your organs depleted of nicotine and then getting a huge spike and then going down and then a spike
Right.
and then a little plateau. So that experience is what
Yeah.
vaping. You know what I mean? So anyway, so I'm so sorry that didn't work for you.
Well, and
Ah,
then for me, it's also like the hand to mouth. But
okay.
I was like, I think like the reason I said October 2013 was that was actually when I got my first e-cigarette. Not October, but 2013. That Christmas, actually, my dad gave me my first e-cigarette. It was like one of the little pen type deals. And he gave me like a bottle of Space Jam Starship One, the old version.
That's actually kind
Yeah.
of amazing. I mean, those
Right.
old Space Jam juices were thin, but I mean, I'm still like, I'm kind of like pleasantly surprised to hear that little story. That's cool.
Yeah. And so I
Didn't you
did
say he
not.
smokes?
Yes, he does. He had tried it. It was actually his e-cigarette. He was kind of regifting. He was trying it, and it just didn't work for him. And so he didn't want it to go to waste. And so he was like, well, you smoke. And usually, like, every Christmas, like, since I was probably, like, 17, my dad has gotten me, like, a pack or two of cigarettes. And
Oh,
so,
it's like
well,
Breakfast Club.
I
I'm
mean,
not
like,
judging. Don't misunderstand me.
it saved us money, so it was always a good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
As
I
far as my
realize now
pocket.
that sounded
No,
like
no,
a
no.
judge, and I was not judging you. I was just saying
No, not
that's
at all.
yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
So I'm
I
really
really
glad. So
though.
your dad hooked you up with his vape pen, and you ended up
Yep.
responding to it pretty well, huh?
Well, no. I actually didn't touch it for a year. Just I vaped it and like it did nothing for me. I put it down and then in 2014 I found it again in me and my boyfriend's bedroom and I was like,
Oh, kicking around.
I kicked it around and I was like, I'm just gonna try this again, and it took off from there. I
There you
really
go.
struggled. Like it was actually like not like that at all.
Okay.
The tank was like one of the like disposable gas station tanks, and
Oh
like
yeah,
one of the
cartomizers, the old
itty
ones.
bitty AAA batteries.
Yeah. Do you remember the AAA? That didn't even work.
Yeah.
Luke, do you remember the old? How many of those little cartomizers did you step on?
Ugh.
I used, to be honest, I used one of them little cigarettes from the petrol station, but that did nothing. I was smoking at the same time.
Yeah.
And then
I just
then after that, I didn't even try vaping again for a few months. And then I tried the Ego Pen, and that didn't work. I was just on and off cigarettes again.
So
It wasn't
Christina, what was it?
until October when I actually quit completely on the Vamo.
Oh, the Vamo, right?
Yes.
So what was it, Christina, that finally did it for you?
Okay, so
I didn't have good results with those things either, by the way. And so for you viewers out there, don't feel bad. Try to avoid the real low end old stuff and look to what the new stuff is, like the Endura stuff and the new
Yeah.
Anakin stuff. What
I
was
would
it then?
suggest getting like a one of the Joytech
Sure.
Ego ones. They're like really nice now. But I remember what the pen was now. It was one of those Haas pens. And so that didn't work. I was smoking with it. Like I was using it every day, and I was smoking a little less, but I was still smoking. And then like my birthday was coming up, so I got like the next step up, which was like the iTaste Click 1280
Yeah.
and Nautilus, and that helped a little bit more. I was smoking less, but I was still smoking. And then my birthday actually came, and my little sister, I had been wanting a sub-ohm because I started hanging out with the vape crowd. And
Nice.
I was wanting to sub-ohm like really bad. I wanted big clouds, lots of flavor. I was tired of this little Nautilus and iClick, and so like my sister took me to our local shop, Electra Vapor, and bought me my. I actually have the broken battery right here. The
I love that name,
Aspire,
Electro Vapor.
the Aspire sub-ohm battery with the Aspire Atlantis V1, and she actually broke it.
Oh,
Yeah, but that was like way later after I had like mods and stuff. But that is what stopped me from smoking. I quit smoking February of 2015. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I have a question before we go over to Anthrax. you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but I know you said that you've got a child. How do you vape around them? Do you or don't you?
I vape in the house with the kids. I do not fog my house out just because I guess I haven't really done a lot of research into like what that could do with them. So I don't really like do it like right next to them. If I do it right next to them, it's like that. And it's not like a big cloud. It's just like, but
Well,
I mean,
to answer the question, the science is the exhalation is completely non-toxic and harmless in every way, but it can be annoying. So of course you don't want to fog out, as you say, you don't want to fog out your house and blow it at your kids and blow it at your pets and stuff. That's insane. So you're very nice to your children, of course.
And like, I mean, they're really young, so they have like a play area, and they just, I mean, I don't vape in that same play area. Like, their play area is in the living room, and our dining room is connected, and that's usually where I'm vaping, is in the dining room away from them.
Nice. That's a great question, Luke. I guess we ask all the people with kids about that. It's important because you have to think about the safety of your kids, and you do DIY too, Luke. You got kids, so you got to be careful.
Yeah.
I definitely am thankful for vaping for more than that reason. I think I had told Juicy a little bit about it. When I started vaping, I was heavily addicted to opiates. And I got clean.
Sorry, that's very tough.
Yeah, I got clean 2 months after I started vaping, and have been, well, I was kind of clean on and off, but like I had like had a mess up. Like I wasn't like using as hard as I was, and I had a mess up. And when I started vaping, I got clean 2 months later, and I've been clean since. And I would honestly say that it's because of like vaping. It's
fantastic.
The hobby. Yeah, it's the hobby part though. Like it's cut
Helps
my
you.
cravings like completely. I don't feel like I need to go use, because if I want to use, I go build some coils or.
That's healthy.
Yeah, I mean, I just replaced that that disgusting addiction. I mean, with a little bit less of a disgusting addiction. So.
This new addiction is not disgusting at all. It's clean and healthy.
Yeah, right.
I'm very proud of you, and I want to congratulate you and applaud you for overcoming that, or at least being in the middle of overcoming it, because I understand that, and that's a difficult thing. And so you hear that, everybody out there? It's hard, and you can do it, and it's a good hobby. You build your own coils too, right, Christina?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Isn't that fun?
I love it. Building coils is like, I picked it up when I first got a Kennedy clone. That's when I picked it up. My Japanese organic cotton sponsor gave me a Kennedy clone as a surprise when he sent my first cotton, and a pack of wire, and I started building. And I kind of set it down, and then recently I've picked it back up, and I got a drill and all that, so I'm starting to like tinker with it more and more. But
that's killer.
It's great. I love doing it.
And it's a humongously addictive thing to do with your hands, and you have an end result that you can admire and throw away if you hate it or whatever, and it's just a great hobby.
And it's so satisfying. Like,
I agree.
It's just satisfying.
So let me just because let's talk. I want to talk about a ton of other stuff with you too, and Vaping Anthrax, but I want to bring him in this discussion too, because we haven't heard his story, and then and I know that people are going to want to hear this too, and then this segs into it because he is Mr. Builder guy as well, just like Luke on his mech mods.
Can I just pause and do the announcement for the giveaway for last week? Well, the week before, technically.
That's right.
That's
a good idea.
This was for the Kennedy RDA, and the winner was Johnny.
Johnny.
So if you contact me at polishvapesuk@hotmail.com, or you can contact me through my YouTube page, whichever you want to do, you can do that. But yes, congratulations, Johnny. That would be for the Kennedy. We didn't really decide on a colour, so if you want me to just send you a random colour, we'll talk about that in the email. But
yeah, I think they have 4 colors, and 3 of them are totally cool. One of them looks weird. I forgot which one. I think it's like the weird, like white one with the. No, the white one's okay. One of them's bad though. Cool. Yeah, there's one of them that doesn't look right. That's so awesome. Congrats, Johnny. That's totally cool. That's yet another giveaway I wish I had won.
Yeah.
And don't forget also that Christina has been generous enough to do a giveaway too. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But so let's bring on. Congrats, Johnny. I'm just still reeling. I have to get one for myself, right? So let's bring on Vaping Anthrax, our friend, buddy.
What's up, man?
Hi, dude. You have so many incredibly disparate and crazy cool interests, and I love your show and everything. But first, I want all of the viewers to hear your vaping story too, and then we're going to get into just a big mishmash of talk here in a minute. But tell everybody your experience also of quitting. It's like I love having people on because everybody has a slightly different story, but the one thread is it's hard and it's worth it.
Yeah, it really is.
And I'm so curious about what yours is too.
Honestly, I probably started smoking when I was about 13.
Yeah.
Everybody in my family at the time smoked. Didn't help that probably around, I guess, middle school or whatever, another person in my class smoked. So one day I said, "Screw it, why not? Give it a shot." So it was
It's
a
weird, isn't it? I remember being 13 and making decisions and being like, "What were you thinking?" Anyway, sorry.
We were just chilling down by the lake, and he's like, "Yeah, you want to smoke, man?" And they were Marlboro menthols, and I was like, "Sure." And of course, your first cigarette's like the worst freaking thing ever. So, and then
I think mine was a clove.
you get that dizziness, and I was like, "This is fucking terrible." And then I'm smoking, and just kept
Because
smoking.
nicotine is more addictive than people think. The only thing in the world more addictive than nicotine is methamphetamines, and it's because nicotine this is just for the viewers for 1 second, science pause. Nicotine is a skeletal muscle relaxant and a CNS, a central nervous system stimulant. So it simultaneously relaxes you and then makes your mind feel better. And so physically, and that's what you get addicted to.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're a little kid, you can't make good decisions, but that's what made the decision for you. So once that gets into your system, that makes the decision for you. It doesn't matter how disgusting it is after a while. Your body goes, I need that drug. And so I'm sorry. I got hooked on early, too, like you.
It sucked, and just the older I got, the more I smoked. And by the time I was about 16, I was working as a barback for this pub. Yeah, 16 as a barback. And next thing I know, no names to the bar because they contributed to my smoking. Because at the time, you're still allowed to smoke inside restaurants. So we're in the kitchen, and the chef's smoking. Yeah, the chefs were smoking in front of the food.
Oh,
That's
dear.
that's disgusting. That place is still gross. But anyway, next thing I know, it's like 16 years old, 4 packs a day. And at that point, I was
smoking all the time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty much smoking all the time. And I was
Except
going
when you're
through
bathing.
and it got real bad because it was even worse because it was Salem's. And at the time, Salem's, not the way they are now anyway, used actual Arvinus oil. So
Did they really? That's trivia.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
And the new ones, they got rid of it. Now they're like Newports. But so I was smoking about 4 packs a day. And then as I got older, it was like 3 packs a day, 4 packs a day. If I was really stressed out, it was 5 packs a day. If I was at a party, it was 5 packs. Obviously, like I used to go to the clubs all the time, and it was just I'd smoke more, and except that I'd be drinking and smoking. So it just got to the point where once I hit 30, I was always feeling tired. I always felt like crap. I was always winded. I had no energy. I couldn't do anything because I didn't want to do anything. And then I started getting sinus headaches. So I started going to the doc. Yeah, I started getting sinus migraines. So I started going to my doctor. And, of course, the doctor keeps looking at me going, "You're still smoking, aren't you?" I'm like, yeah.
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 So, and it got to the point where the migraines were so bad that I was like, this is really bad. And how I got introduced into vaping was I was smoking a cigarette at one of the meets I used to go to for Volkswagens, and one of my buddies there, Eddie, had a little vaporizer. Nothing big, nothing fantastic, just a little, I don't even know what it was. And he's like, "Yeah, go ahead,
I
give it a
think
try."
20 or something.
Something like that. It was one of those. It wasn't that big. And he had like I think it was a little ego tank or something on it. And it was like just delicious, like cream flavored awesomeness. And I was like, this is really good. Where'd you get it? And he told me where he got it. I went to the vape shop, and the dude hooked me up with a similar setup, and it was about a month. And I was like, eh. Next thing I know, I relapsed back into smoking. Sinus headaches started coming back. And I was like, you know what, screw this. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of feeling like crap all the time. I went back in, I met the same guy. This was like 6 months later. And he goes, "Where the hell have you been?" And it was then that he remembered me 6 months from one trip to this vape shop that I realized these people actually give a shit. So I told him, I was like, dude, these pens ain't working. I tried the blues. They're crap. They taste like battery. I was like, give me whatever you think is going to seriously pull me away. So he hooked me up with my first mech. And it was a Nemesis clone with a little infinite, there's no abbreviation, just stay called CLT. And he put it was like a .80 build at the time. And it was...
I remember the days, my friend, very well.
Cutwood's Sugar Bear before they had to change their name. And I was like... And after that, I just kept getting more mods and kept going lower.
That's awesome. I wasn't aware that you had such health ramifications with your quitting too, and I'm just so happy to hear that it's better.
Yeah,
that's that's like the thing about all this. Like Christina has health concerns. I have health concerns. Like after 30 years of smoking, my body was just jacked. And I don't want to die.
Well, it was basically shutting me down. And around when she was 65.
Slowly destroys your body.
Yeah, I mean, around when she was 65, thank God she's 85 now. She's still here, my grandmother. She finally quit when she was 65 because we went to my uncle's one birthday, obviously 20 years ago.
Your internet's lagging a little bit.
She was having breathing problems. It was a summer day, and she was sitting there with a cigarette, and she needs prep. Yeah, finally. Oh, I am? Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of lag over here.
I think you're back.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
You were saying that your grandma...
Yeah, she was. So we had to take her to the doctors, and they found out that if she didn't quit smoking, she was borderline emphysema.
Yeah, and that is the worst. That's almost worse than cancer because you have to live through it.
She just went cold turkey. Vaping wasn't even. I mean, vaping wasn't around back then, but she went. Excuse me. She went cold turkey, and thank God she's still here.
Yeah, exactly. You can. And I remember when my grandmother quit smoking, but the one thing I remember about my grandmother, Freela, who we just buried her 2 years ago. I love that woman to death. She was our matriarch. And shout out to you, Mama Freela. Love you. And, I just got all choked up. Anyway, she just passed away a couple of years ago, but she quit smoking in the 80s, and that's why she lived that long. Right?
Well, that's good, man.
Yeah, and she was like you. She was like, you know what? I'm done. And then that was it.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I ain't gonna smoke no more. And then, but she smoked like always. That's what I remember is her having a cigarette. And Luke has kids. That's another thing too. So everybody out there, think about your families too, and how people don't have to die of smoking. That's what vaping's all about here.
I kind of was like, man, I want to live. Like when I had my son, I was like, man, I want to live to be a grandma. Like I don't want to.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that, I mean, like that was like both like with the drugs and with the smoking. Like I wanted to, I mean, this is it's so healthy. Like, I mean, it's just, I get so like overwhelmed with like how much gratitude I have for this community, this device, this entire thing.
Yep, we love vapors. I love vaping and I love vapors, all of you guys. Okay, so let's get less serious then, because I think we should talk about building and shit. And all three of you love it. I love it. And one of the things we get asked billions and billions of times is, how does that get started? How do you get into doing mechanicals or doing your own RDAs and stuff? And then I realize now that we're at a much more advanced level, but like, what are you vaping on, you guys? Like Anthrax, what do you got there? You always have sick mods. I know this is a loaded question. I'm asking him first because I know we got something new, and he's over there like polishing it.
Well, I'll show you my new one. I'll show you my new one first, then.
Don't let his internet fail while he's showing off.
Honestly, I just picked this up. I swapped it out. Am I here?
No, you're here. And we got a glimpse. I especially love this.
This is my brass limitless with the Modman custom switch with the silver-plated spring. And then I buffed and polished a brass Glacier V2.
Look at it.
That looks beautiful.
And then I used 22 gauge 5. It's a 22 gauge 5-wrap dual parallel. It's 0.05, nice and warm for me.
Did you say 22?
And then everyone's seen this one. That's my brass Able.
Gorgeous.
It's a 22 parallel 5 rep.
Yeah, and in fact, one of the chat, they were asking what our favorite builds are, and I'll tell you what my favorite build is. My favorite build is 26 gauge, dual parallel 7 wrap. 6 wrap. 6 or 7. Ask me tomorrow.
Yeah.
What about you, Anthrax? We'll just go down the line here.
That is my favorite build because it hits
Is it really?
the hardest and it's hot as hell.
And it just tastes good, too. But it's a battery sucker. Warning. Luke, what about you?
Depends, really. If I'm using a mech, then at the moment I'm running a dual parallel. I believe it's 4 wraps, 1.5 ohms, and then obviously when I'm running any other RDA on a regulated mod, it's usually dual Claptons at around a 0.2.
Nice. What about you, Christina?
I'm actually running a couple of different things right now.
Your favorite build?
My favorite build,
I'm actually not running my favorite build.
yeah, my favorite build would probably be a 2 strands of 26 gauge clapped in with 0.5 millimeter ribbon wire wrapped around like, I mean, I don't really have a preference for drill bit, but 6 wraps, yeah, 6 wraps. So I really love flavor builds, and that is like a great flavor build.
Killer. I love those too. I guess I was thinking more like what I would do if I just sat down and had to build something right this second and go to church or whatever. You know.
Oh, well,
whatever.
then that would be a 24 gauge 6 wrap.
Yeah, your favorite build is the one you build all the time.
Micro.
Yeah. It's kind of like Paul Tillich said in The Dynamics of Faith. He said that your faith is what you're most concerned with, no matter what you think it is.
But yeah.
So all you guys, you can build your own stuff, and it's so easy. It's so incredibly easy, and all you have to do is watch the 3-part or 2-part series that we're going to be doing after the DIY about how to start building. But the truth is, you can watch Rip Trippers videos. Am I wrong, guys? We all have build videos on our YouTubes, and also Rip Trippers just does really good videos too. And the deal is, if you have a tank, get some 26 or 28 and learn how to build micro coils, and look up the specific tank and learn how to do that. And if you have a mod that can run any RDA, just find, and you can ask a million people and get a million opinions about what RDA to buy first. But it's very easy to find a Velocity, a Sapor, you know. If you have them, or a Lush, if you have the money, you can go for one of the $30 to $50 ones that are good, like Twisted Messes, Overcast, or whatever.
I actually, I suggest starting off with a 3-post, because if you can get good on a 3-post, then, I mean, then you definitely can do it. Yeah, my first was a Dark Horse clone, and that's when I got good at building 3-posts. 4-posts was like cake, and I could center even, like, it was just cake. Yeah.
Cool. I actually kind of encourage people just not to fuck with 3-posts at all ever, because there's no reason to, unless you want to. I mean, if you want an El Cabron or that's what I'm saying. If you want to, go for it. They're fine. The thing about the Kennedy is it has huge post holes, but there are. If you tell people blanket get a 3-post, then they're going to end up with something with 1 millimeter because they're going to get a Caterpillar or something from 2 years ago.
Well,
so
while we're
unless you tell them
about
specifically.
Yeah, like I'm always. Oh, sorry. I'm always rocking 2-post.
Yeah, but while we're talking about the 4-post RDAs, do you want to tell them about the giveaway I'm doing since the Hellboy is a 4?
Oh my God! Of course, and I'm such a shitty host of a show. I should be fired. I just forgot. We should have said that earlier. Is that Christina has volunteered to do a giveaway for you guys in chat, and this is so sick. And we can either do it now or we can do it later or whatever. It's entirely up to you. No,
it's up to you. You are the host. I'm donating a Hellboy RDA clone. It's a 4-post atomizer, rebuildable. It's beautiful, brand new. And I mean, it's going to be for the live giveaway. I'm not exactly sure how Juicy does that, so however he wants to do it, I'm game.
We'll pick a thing for you guys to race and type into chat, and we'll give them a second to get ready here.
Yeah, I've even got something that we could get them to do.
Oh, the brain is cooking. And by the way, thank you, Christy Angel. From Instagram for giving away your own personal property to the fans of my show, and I really appreciate it. And it's because all you fans are awesome.
I want to correct you just so people can find my Instagram. It's Christy.Angela.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Did you see? Look, 2 times in a row, I've proven I'm the worst host in the history of YouTube.
No, no.
But you're
I
absolutely
can
right.
see where you would get that, but also my name changing like 3 times this week has been like shitty, so it's not your fault.
Well, I'm so glad. Anyway, I really appreciate it. Luke, what's boiling in your head there? What idea do you have?
Hashtag Christy Rocks.
Hashtag Christy Rocks.
First person.
Hashtag Christy Rocks. We have 40 seconds to have a vape, guys. Let's do this. I'm vaping delicious Adore e-liquid hazy custard, which is so delicious. Oh my god.
I got the new
Skeletor.
policeman.
God, that shit's good. Excuse me.
I'm so jealous of your policeman.
I know, man. One Hit Wonder sent me a sample of their new, just announced like yesterday flavor policeman. I won one of their giveaways, and this was like my surprise with my prize, and it is amazing. I will have a full review of it up on my Instagram today for those of you who want to know more about it. So this is some good shit, though.
That's fantastic, and I'm really excited about that too. Luke and I have been scheming to get some of that for a while since we found out. We're like, how do we get some of that? Okay,
Yeah,
did someone?
I've not tried the My Man yet either.
Me either.
The first person was Skeletor.
WTF Vape Squad.
Hell
Florida.
yeah!
Love
Yeah,
that.
Skeletor.
You know,
So,
oh my god.
I guess Skeletor can just contact you on Instagram or.
I love me some Skeletor. We know each other well.
WTF Vape Squad, congratulations, man. That's killer. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for you. And so, for all you viewers out there, the Hellboy is a good example. And Anthrax, you brought up a good point. Really, and Christy's not wrong at all. Like 3 post, 4 post, 2 post, doesn't matter. Just make sure that you get one with kind of large-ish holes. That's really, if you're just shopping around and you don't know what you're looking for, things with larger holes are usually slightly newer. And I know that's a dumb rule to claim, but in the past, we all use a really tiny wire all the time on our Caterpillars and junk. And nowadays, we have better 4 posts with bigger holes, and we also have 2 posts. You want to talk about the velocity deck for a second there, Anthrax? Because that was like the biggest thing from last year.
Love that deck, man. 2-post design, killer holes, airflow. The airflow options on it were freaking ridiculous.
Yeah. And they changed the world with that. They changed the vaping world with that deck.
That's the reason why I started loving 2-post.
Me too. And Skeletor just got a.
Oh
he just showed me.
Definitely, dude. Like all my RDAs as of right now are all 2-post because of that deck. Because it's just.
Sorry, conversation caught up. You're back. You hit a little tiny.
Lag.
Yeah, it's fine now.
Polishing your mods.
Yeah, but so that's another rule too. Is it isn't a rule, but if you're trying to get into building and you're not sure, if you find something that has a 2-post deck, that's usually a more recent thing. So if you're just experimenting, you don't know, don't have someone to ask, you can always message one of us, and we'll tell you. But that velocity style is a really good bet for beginners too, because you can build this pretty easily. I have a quad coil in mind, as you can see, and it was extremely easy once I got an expert to show me how to do it. He showed me 2 times how to do it. One time him, one time me, and I was like, oh, thank you. And I even Instagrammed it. You can look on my Instagram in the way back, and it looks like a spider web of garbage bullshit when you're doing it. And you're like, this can't be right. And he's like, no, man, that's what it looks like. It looks like shit till you're finished. But you can also build extremely simple things.
Yeah,
So
that's actually how I started building. Was I went into another shop in town to get my first RDA, got it, and the guy sat down and was going to build it for me because I obviously didn't know what I was doing. And I was like, look, check it. Like, you got to show me what you are doing while you're doing this. And he was kind enough to like go through it with me. And I watched